league, Blackburn Rovers, to give them their full name. It's 3 p.m. at Bramall Lane on Saturday. It's not going to be televised on TV for obvious reasons. You can also you can watch it abroad, but if you're not abroad, you may need a VPN. And on another note, you can download NordVPN and use TSUW as the discount code. Anyway, let's bring in Hal before we crack on. How's it going, mate? Love the beard. The beard's looking fresh. And the hair's also looking fresh.
Do you remember I got a little grief not so long ago because someone, I can't remember who, that's not important, said your beard was better and fuller and more manly than mine. And since then, I've been working on it.
When you say you've been working on it, what does that mean?
Just not shaving it, really. It's been really lazy.
Oh, okay. Well, my beard is quite full, to be fair, except for this little bit here and then this little bit here. But anyway, less about beards. John Brayford's not on right now.
And we're not sponsored by Manscaped, so no male hair products are going to get talked about.
Whoa, did you just say the name of Manscaped without... Oh, God, I just did it.
You just did it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, we are available for sponsorship. I think it's worth mentioning at that point from anyone. That is now a thing. Particularly, I will say this, and I know Nick agrees, local Sheffield businesses.
Yes, breweries as well. They can get involved. They can definitely get involved. Yeah, totally. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's get on into this because we're both busy gentlemen. You have not even hugged your dad yet, have you, Hal?
Just arrived at my folks' house. I should do. I will straight after this, I promise.
The reason why I mentioned that is because Hal says, I've only just got in 10 seconds ago and I've not even hugged my dad yet. And I would just...
Straight from work. I haven't got a clue what's going on across the world. You could tell me any football news right now and I won't know it.
No. And you've not hugged your dad either. So
you keep mentioning that. I will.
Let's talk about Sunderland right now because we've just gone and beaten Sunderland 2-1. It possibly should have been easier. The fact that Sunderland had a man sent off for bringing down James McAtee, but we didn't end up scoring more than 2 goals. They came really early on in this match. The first one in the first half, the second one really early in the second half, and it was about 40 minutes without another goal. Unfortunately, the Blades couldn't put Sunderland away, but we managed to come away with the 3 points. That's all that matters. And as I always say, I did a match reaction on that. So if you want to hear more from me talking about the Sunderland game, all you got to do is go back a couple of videos and you will see me talking about that at length. But we played really well. I think a lot of players that we didn't expect put in good performances. And we came away with 3 points. That is the main thing about this division, Hal. You need to come away with 3 points. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and you average 2 points over the season. It's usually good enough. So let's look at last time out that we played Blackburn Rovers. And this was a very memorable game. 23rd of February, 2022, a 1-0 Blades win last season. Ben Davies scored a dramatic stoppage time winner. It was a 10-man Sheffield United side. It was a pretty feisty encounter at Bramall Lane. It was the Liverpool loanee Davies had only been brought on as a late sub moments before, and he scored after Rovers goalkeeper Kaminski failed to deal with the corner. What a goal it was as well. Probably one of my favourite moments in its entirety of last season. And it came after Charlie Good was sent off, build the statue, for the Blades. A 2-footed tackle on...
Khadra.
Yes, Reid Khadra on the halfway line midway through the second half. Minutes later, who missed a penalty?
Khadra.
It went better in rehearsal. He saw his penalty wonderfully saved by Wes, and that was all she wrote.
Khadra. Oh. Yeah, what I was going to say was they were a really, really great player for Blackburn Rovers that day. Hope he's not playing in this. Oh, wait, no, I hope he is playing in this game.
I really think he might. And you know what? We'll get to your predicted, but I'll be interested to see whether you've gone with him or not.
Yeah, you know that I've not gone with him. You've seen it already on Twitter.
Tease, play along.
No, we'll get to that in a second if you've not already seen it on Twitter. Now, I'm going to quickly go through some of the team news because we've had a really, really bit of bad news today from Heke. Billy Sharp, ligament damage. He's going for a scan. We're not entirely sure what's happened there. It was a really innocuous challenge. I think one of the Middlesbrough defenders just stood on his ankle when he was moving or something like that. Nothing in it really. It happens 50 times a game, not quite that, but it happens a lot in football. And unfortunately, I think Father Time just catches up with you, and eventually you start picking up these little niggly injuries and they start keeping you out for longer. And unfortunately, Billy Sharp is in the twilight of his career, and these things might continue to happen. Well, hopefully not. And hopefully he's not out for as long as what Hecky was making out earlier on. But we're going to put it down as a long-term injury for now. Same as Bogle, same as Jack O'Connell, same as Ender, same as Robinson, same as Koulibaly. How have we got so many players long-term injured? It's not on. It shouldn't be on this early in the season. We've got Adam Davis, Ben Osborne and Kieran Clark all looking very, very close to being available, but I do think all of those or none of those will be on the bench for this upcoming game. George Baldock had his ankle strapped up with ice after the Sunderland game, but that happens a lot. I remember seeing Morgan Gibbs-White last season. We won't mention Morgan Gibbs-White anymore after this little anecdote. But I remember Morgan Gibbs-White last season having his ankle strapped with ice and he was hobbling. I'm like, oh God, what's going to happen here? And he was back the next game. So Hecky seems to think that George is absolutely fine. So we're going to go with that. We're going to go with that. Pushing for a start, as me and Hal was just mentioning, Rida Kadra, Tommy Doyle as well. Tommy Doyle is, I think, slightly further behind the others. He's not had any game time yet in the league. So I think that's probably a reason why. I would love to see Tommy Doyle coming in at any point because I think he's a fabulous player. And I think he'll have a really, really good season for the Blades. Same as Rida Kadra. So you never know. We might see both of them. We might see none of them. Here's mine. And I've got neither of them in there. So this is the exact same team as that played against Sunderland. I'm not 100% sure this is going to happen because it was only a few days ago when we did play Sunderland. But it's really, really difficult to kind of predict what Hecky's going to go for because who saw James McAtee getting, a start for the Blades against Sunderland? I thought, if anyone, it was going to be Tommy Doyle. But anyway, I'll quickly run through. Wes, Anel, Egan, Rhys Davis, Baldock, Lowe, Norwood, McAtee, Berger and Dye, and Brewster. I'm not 100% sure about Brewster, to be honest. I don't think he's had a fantastic start to the season. But obviously, Billy Sharp will not be playing in this game, as I've just discussed. Ollie McBurney came off the bench and was fantastic. That's probably the first time I've ever said that, but he really did.
McBurney time, though, if ever there was a time for him to start after a tired Rhian Brewster. Also, I think McAtee might play more just behind the striker rather than next to Norwood. But I would really like to see the false nine. We've got that many strikers. I know this. There's only one I really trust. And we've got that many attacking midfielders, and I trust a lot of them, and I'm excited by them. And I would not be averse to seeing something like McAtee and Dye, Kadra, with Norwood and Berger behind. I mean, imagine that. You're at home. Take the game to them. They got smashed by Reading. Let's have them.
Let's have them. Yeah, Ndai could play as that sole striker, couldn't he? He showed last season that he can do that. I think exactly that. Like, I want to see as many exciting attacking players on the pitch. I think that we are. I think our attack is possibly better than anyone else's in this division, looking at those attacking midfielders.
Yeah, not our strikers at the moment, but
that's
yes.
Why I said attack.
Indeed, but on paper, even our strikers is where I was going to go with that. And actually, Kadra, as Michael's just mentioned there in the comments, I mean, he knows this opposition. He'll know how to get the better of certain defenders because in training last season, he'll have known if I push him onto his left, he's a little bit weaker, he's slower on the turn, or the half turn. So maybe it's a good idea to start Kadra. He'll have fresher legs as well than some of those bodies you've just mentioned there. I think it's a great Hecky headache for him to have. There's too many injuries, far too many injuries. And also another name I'll throw in there that I wouldn't mind seeing, as he's just signed a new contract and has always impressed me, Oliver Arblaster could be a substitute midfield option because you mentioned Koulibaly, another out in midfield. Very, very light there. Doyle as well. Want to see him start.
Yeah, I really want to see Doyle start. I think he's fantastic. And he looked very, very sharp in the third black kit as well.
And that's important. It's to be honest, it looked good, play good.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Let's talk about Blackburn Rovers, one of only 7 teams to have won the Premier League. Doesn't matter. You can look that up later. They're managed by former Feyenoord, AC Milan, and Newcastle
No.
striker.
None of that.
John Dahl Thomason. You remember him. Now, they've got plenty of decisions to make around the team. Bradley Dack pushing for a start. Sam Gallagher, 1 goal this season. Will he continue? Will he be dropped? Ryan Hedges, 3 assists this season, also vying to come back into the 11. Star man Ben Brereton Diaz, will he play? Because there's a lot of links. Nice in France, Everton, not in France, being linked strongly with Ben Brereton Diaz, the Chilean international. He's already netted 2 championship goals this season. He scored 22 times in 37 appearances in the second tier last season. Gallagher, though, I think will, as I've already mentioned him, likely operate as that sole striker with support from attacking trio. Captain Lewis Travis, very good player, 2 goals in 3 matches, will again anchor the midfield, I think, alongside John Buckley. They lost their last game 3-0 away at Reading, but they have had a good start prior to that. Kaminsky in goal. Then Britton, Ayala, Phillips and Pickering at the back. Buckley and Travis with Hedges, Smodic, Ben Brereton Diaz and Gallagher as a lone striker. That is what I think will happen. The referee is Lee Doherty from Blackpool. Last season, he took charge of 32 matches in all competitions. He gave 117 yellows. Let's put this into context because people often say, is that a lot or a little, right? Last game, James Liddington, who I thought actually had a really good game. I think he should have sent off your favourite Sunderland player, O'Neill, but otherwise I thought he was good. So in 32 matches last season, he gave 143, I think it was, yellows. Lee Doherty gave 117 in the same amount of games.
Ooh.
So he's not a man that likes to brandish the yellow. 4 straight reds. He gave no double yellows equaling a red. Never did that. Straight red or nothing with this guy. And he gave 9 penalties, which is actually, slightly on the high side. He last refereed the Blades' 2-0 home win against West Brom on the 9th of February 2022. Prior to that, he was in charge of our 1-0 draw away at Forest under Slavisa Jokanovic in the league. And that was the 2nd of November 2021.
Do you know what I find funny about you? The fact that you spend more time talking about the referee than you do about the opposition.
It's all, people don't put as much stock as they should in how important the referee is in this league. You only need to look at Nigel Pearson, who said he even considered walking because of the quality, or lack of, in his opinion, of officiating. So it makes a big deal. The amount of times we do these previews, we mention something about how often they give penalties or how crucial it is, the amount of cards they give. We see it every single time when we talk about it, that they go and do exactly that thing.
Yeah, let's take that comment off screen. Michael doesn't know what he's talking about, does he?
Michael knows what he's talking about. Thank you, Michael. Good.
Michael knows ball.
Hashtag Michael knows.
Michael knows. I keep taking it off. You keep putting it on.
Children.
I was going to ask about where's Morgan Gams Pedersen in that list of players, but
it's still too soon from that free kick he scored against us in 06-07.
It's a good point. This game, I'm going to go for a score prediction of 3-1. What are you going to go for, Hal?
Where'd you get that from? Well, we have a little shared Google Drive, and I wrote 3-1 on there, and then straight up next to it, you wrote 3-1. You've never had an original thought in your life.
Did you watch my prediction video?
I did, actually.
Prediction?
I did, but I'd written that down. Well,
what did I go for?
Yeah, but I did this match prep like rubbish. 4 days ago. I did this match prep before the Sunderland game. You don't know what you're talking about. Rubbish. You know what you're reading?
I'm reading comic books.
I'm reading Wayne Flint's 4-0. I'd absolutely love that. I will also go with 3-1 Blades. I do think we're going to win this. I think after Reading, it's a big one for Blackburn. I reckon that, I was going to say Tony Mowbray, John Dahl Thomason will be looking for a reaction. So I think they'll start well, a bit like Sunderland did, but then the game will turn, and I can see United coming through comfortably and winning. And I really hope it's a great, great day at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane.
Yeah, me too. Lots of sun. We want lots of sun. We want lots of goals. We want lots of goals not conceded. And we want to have 3 points in the bag. And do we overtake Blackburn?
Yeah, let's say, I haven't looked at the table. And I want to see you as well.
Yeah. Yes, you will see me. Where are we going?
Are they sponsoring us yet?
You probably shouldn't have said that. No, we'll not say then. Right, okay. Let's talk about some player connections, mate. I want you to give me some player connections that have played for both the Blades and Blackburn Rovers.
Back of the napkin, top of my head kind of stuff. Let's go with Marcus. Always lets us down.
Nicky
Marcus
Marker.
Bent and former Player of the Year, Nicky Marker. Yes.
I love how you were trying to pretend that was just coming straight off the dome, and I'm like, nope, I know who you're going to go.
All right, James Thomas. I'll give you another one.
Ooh, James Thomas. Ashley Ward. Ashley Ward.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wayne and I thinking along those lines. Hopefully see a fair few Blades tomorrow. Really looking forward to it. As Nick says, in the sun, let's see a Blades victory.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.